Oh my God. Hi everyone. Two.
Yeah, we clearly know it's not 8:30. We were checking how many of you would wait for us. Because working together sometimes is difficult. Yeah, I know I should wait.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Depends.
And sometimes you're late, although you don't want to be late. Hi, Evelka.
Hi.
Hi, everyone!
Hi everyone, my name is Lidia. Piechota.pl.
Oh my.
Melissa.
Okay,
And Carlito.
guys, subject
Carol.
for tonight's conversation class is working together. Work together. Job together.
Run business together.
Yeah.
Or work together in the same place as you when you are a couple.
So,
Is
yeah.
any of you?
A couple. This is what we mean,
Yeah, but
together. So
Imagine
being a
working
couple.
in the same
Yeah, but
company.
yes. The question is
Together.
if you have experience like this, we would like to know examples, because every example is different and everyone is different, as Carlos said when we were preparing to this subject. He said, "Oh, I don't know if it's a good subject because everyone is different." And and everyone is different. This is why it is a good subject.
Mm-hmm.
In
So
my-
we're
in
looking
my
forward
opinion.
to hear your opinions
And your stories.
Opinions.
And your stories.
and your stories if you have
On
any.
Insta stories.
Any live stories on Insta Stories Live.
What a professional conversation class.
Nice to see you nice.
What a professional conversation class.
Hey Bayusha.
So, we have started, in a way,
Yes.
working together. I personally have more plans in this area. Oh, stop it. I'm better with my accent already.
You're getting better, yes. Thanks to this
Thank you.
conversation classes.
It's all thanks to you.
Yeah.
It's just you. It's so great I met you that I can work with you now and live with you.
Yes. Gratitude. Show your gratitude.
Okay, the thing is, so we have started and it is interesting. Taking into consideration that we are completely different in many areas
Yes. Have completely different mindsets.
and completely different
Taste.
temper.
Also temper, yes. And tempo.
Yeah.
Temper and tempo.
And tempo is actually quite important when it comes to work together.
In certain areas, yes.
What areas do you mean?
Well, like business, like, getting things
Answering the phone.
done within schedule.
Okay, but are you laughing at yourself or laughing at me now?
I'm talking generally.
This is what you
Generally speaking,
Yeah, I really don't like when he's speaking like this, and he is generally speaking that all the time.
you can call me general. Or admiral even, because I'm admitting to be general. Yes. Yes. Crazy Sunday evening. Why not to have a good laugh before the beginning of the new week?
Okay, how would you pronounce love? Laugh. You said laugh, it's laugh. And some
Laugh.
people say love. To love.
Yeah, because they're trying to Americanize the accent. Love. I love it.
I laugh at such love.
Laugh, as in laughter.
Yeah.
That's a different story. That's a ha 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 ha. But
What a nice onomatopoeia.
in British,
Yeah.
love is love. I love. Laughing.
Yeah, okay. With me.
We love laughing.
Together. This is at least
And
one.
working together occasionally.
Do we love it?
I think we're only getting experience in that one.
Okay, but as we know it a bit, and I have more ideas of it, and I have heard stories about it, and if we want to do it in the future, we need to consider if it's reasonable and if it works. So one thing is when a couple works together, meaning they run a business together, is it like people, they are equal? They are both equal bosses? How is it? You have some experience of this kind.
Well, kind of this kind. But is it this kind of kind? Is it very kind or not too kind?
Not too.
Okay. Well, it depends. I think if the two people, partners in life and partners in business at the same time, are working together by running some sort of business, in my opinion, it's good when they cover different areas. So
Okay.
there is no
So one is more the accountant and one is more the manager.
well, one is yes, or one is the creative one, and the other is more of a business oriented, so they can join the forces together.
Okay, but
and be more efficient.
Yeah,
because if you have two creative ones who are not really into the business side and marketing side of the business area or the work or whatever they do, then you have a problem because they are both talented in some way, but they can't
okay.
turn it into
But usually the results.
Profit.
Oh yeah, exactly. There will be no profit of
Yeah.
such company, of
and
such
the
business. But
the
what
main-
usually people say, people that had the chance to work together or they would like to, they usually say, I wouldn't stand it. I wouldn't survive it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't survive being with this person all day long, because at work and then at home and then in bed and at night and the morning and so on. So
yeah,
why is it so?
it might become a little bit stale for a relationship if you spend
For a
24/7
so
with
it's
each other. So it depends what is the actual drive of this particular relationship.
Okay.
Whether it's business and they are both as focused as one and the other on the business, and this is what drives them, or they are a couple who is so much in love with each other that they want to work together because they want to spend every single
As
minute.
they don't want to miss each other.
Yes.
Okay, but is it important in such situation to separate these two things?
Sometimes one more. So sometimes is circumstances as well that they have no other option but to join forces together and work together for the best of the interest of both.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think there's something like force. I mean, it's like there's no other choice. It's the best choice then. It's a good choice. This is, my attitude.
This is your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I want to say is also
No,
that
I mean it's great. Yeah.
because
I mean, as long as the two
But is it
can
important-
communicate, then it will be. It's the best thing to do because.
But communication is important in every area of your life, even if
Yes.
you are in every company, even if
But
you're not a
there
couple.
are people out there who are making great couples, but they wouldn't be able to work together ever, even though they are great couples, as in relationship
Yeah,
and
this
a
is
family.
what I'm saying. This is
But
what I'm
they wouldn't be able to spend with each other 24/7 working.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I think most of people say it. that they wouldn't
are
be
like,
able.
yes,
Yeah, this
yeah.
is the majority.
The minority of fortunate ones who share their passion and business together and life at the same
But
time.
I think passion is something that is more common to be shared than running a business. You know, people go to work, then they come back home and do something together because, for example, they like running, you know, or going wakeboarding or
Yes.
something. So this is more common, and it's
And sometimes, but
but you know, maybe it would be a solution for us. Work together, but then have separate passions, as we really have them separate.
yeah. You like winter, I like summer.
Yeah, okay, but this is what maybe this is the way, you know, because we need to have something in common. Of course, we have something in common. We both like laughing.
And loving,
Yes.
loving each other.
But I mean, for example, you go to work. Sometimes let me say, sometimes people work at home together.
Yes.
Sometimes they go to the office or somewhere else.
Or
Doesn't
they,
matter.
or they have a company with an office and which they're working
Okay,
from.
but they spend time at work together, doing something, meeting people and so on. Then they come back home, sometimes in one car, sometimes in two cars. And
Power couple.
do they... Yeah, power couple. We need to say about yesterday's example. And then they are home. Do they talk about work or not at all? Do they separate their life? Because it's important to have life.
Outside the work.
The work.
Yeah.
Do they have anything?
I mean, it's difficult. It's very easy to get tangled in this madness of work, business, work, unless you are lucky enough that your work is your hobby, your passion, something you love, and it doesn't feel like you at work, because whatever you do, whether it's 24/7 or not, and you're fortunate enough that your partner is sharing the same view and you can work together, then I mean, there isn't many people like that, but
because
I'm sure they are the happiest ones, because
Yes, because the thing is, having your passion and making it your job is one thing which makes you happy, and then having it with your love, then it's
with your beloved
even,
one, yes,
yeah, it's even more.
it's even better.
Yes.
As long as your type of character allows you to spend as much time with your other half as a whole day. Because there are people that have all these characteristics that we both just mentioned, but then they need to have some break.
Space.
Yes, and time off,
But you may have space. You may have. You don't need to. I still believe that we may. I always think on having on mind some examples, right? So, whenever I think of working with you, I really think, and I'm sure it's possible. You know why? Because one thing is we are completely different, so we should have separate areas of our duties in this company. Let's call it Extra Mama company, for example.
For example.
Another thing is I need you. I need you.
No, I need you.
But you know why? In this company, meaning because I know I trust you.
That's one thing I was going to mention, but yes, carry on.
I trust you, and I know you get my point. Even if you are completely different, and you yourself would design it in a completely different manner, I know you get my point. And you know what result I need, what result I want.
What
you may
result
say
you expect to
and you
achieve
would
at
say,
the end.
maybe honey, we would do it different way, then we will reach a wider audience. Then I may say, okay, it's interesting.
Hypothetically
Then I would
speaking,
say, then I would say, okay, it's interesting. I haven't thought of it because I'm different. okay, let's do half, or okay,
Yeah.
I know, I completely don't agree with you. I want it my way. Please do it my way, right?
Well, yeah. Whatever it is, whatever the area of business or work is it, the main thing is you have the same goals. You like and you enjoy to do similar things or even the same things, right? It's because if someone is, even as a couple, and they are comfortable and they work together, but then one of them isn't really enjoying it, then it's
Yeah.
pointless.
Yeah,
It's the
because
same with any
it
other
can be-
regular job. If you're not happy in the workplace, then you're gonna suck at this job sooner or later. Are you going to start?
Yeah, but
to
there are many
suck at it?
people. There are many people who do some job.
Just for the buck, yes.
Yeah.
And
So some-
and the other thing is, when you work separately, so your one partner has one type of job and the other is in different workplace, you actually come to realization that you spend more time with your work colleagues at your workplace than you spend with your partner, your families, your
Yeah.
kids, and in my opinion,
So
this
this
is the
is-
worst bit. You know, like
So
when
this
you-
is why working together is actually very cool.
for me, it is. Yes, I don't see, as long as the two can communicate and connect and find a common
I think the
language
most
on the way to the goal. Then
I
yes,
think the
absolutely.
most important thing is this, what you mentioned in the beginning, which is that we should be responsible for completely different things, and we should trust each other. And if, for example,
Let
you manage something, I trust you manage it your way. Even if
'Cause
I
you think
would
that way-
do it in a
Because
different way.
you trust me, and you think the way I would do it, this would be the best way.
Even if it appears
In the best
that
interest
then
of both.
it's the result is not as good as I would expect it to. We have problems with connection tonight.
Well-
So even if I don't like the result, I trusted you, and we work together. So I agreed to the fact, because I can't do everything myself. You know what I mean? So okay, this is how our company works. This time we had a fuck up here, right?
Yes, and fuck up there, and
we
have
did it
we
together.
had success here
And
and
we did
success
it-
there.
yeah. You know what I
well, that's one thing.
And I
but-
wouldn't say, oh, Carlos did it, so it's his fault. No, it's our company. This is how we make decisions.
Well, you have to be like this is what I'm going to say. You have to be both partners in life as well as in business.
And then if it's really a bad day at work, just go to bed and have sex.
For example.
And then you will reconciliate very soon.
Yes. You'll be, but sometimes you need to take a step backwards to go forwards.
Yeah, I mean,
Slow down.
And what about all these couples, famous couples, when husband or wife is a manager
Celebrity
of a
couples.
celebrity, right? And it happens
Manager,
very often,
okay.
right? It happens very often.
Yes. Well, in some cases it does work. So in some cases, as we know, it doesn't. In some cases, it's for like the whole life. But then in some other cases, it's for a few years, and then everybody moves on in their own direction.
But why do you think it happens? Because sometimes people who become managers have never been managers. They become managers because they live with this person, and it's the most comfortable thing to do.
And they are acting in their own, in the best interest of the of the other.
This is the trust. Also.
This is the trust thing, yes, because obviously if you and your spouse are running business together, this is the best thing you can have, because you're both scoring to the same goal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, of course.
It's not like you might have a different needs that in life, that whatever you reinvest your money, or the other one will want to spend money on buying goods, right? But if you together working on the same kind of business and in the best interest of both, then you're on the best way to be fulfilled
Yes,
in every area.
I think many people would also discuss a matter of risk when you both work for one company in one place. Yeah, but this is very Polish thinking.
Modern day business people who, you know, having all these vlogs on the internet and social media, they teach about reinvesting your money and to have multiple incomes, so at least two sources of income, if not three even. Never ever rely on one source of income. I know it is difficult, but
Okay,
this,
but we are
this
not
is what
talking
it should
about
be
business.
the ultimate
Okay.
goal. Yeah.
Okay, so you should
so
work
you are
together.
comfortable with.
So you should work together, having many sources of income. Okay. And
Yes, that would be ideal. Yeah, making millions. I mean, come on.
yeah, this business. Oh my. Okay, and and what about the situation where, you know, because there are always such situations. I mean, from time to time, when you just don't like the way this another person reacts, deals with something, you get irritated. It's completely natural. And how?
That's when the arguments.
Okay, how to
Come.
make it this way so that you don't have this argument at home later. This is what it is about. Even if you had a tough day at work, you go home, you come home, and
I just came up with a solution. Go. One needs to leave wherever you're working, working together, whether it's the office, the company that you're running, or you running your business from home. One of you, this is I just thought about it.
you're
on the
surprised
spot.
with yourself.
Yes, one of you should leave, go to the cafe or whatever, or for a walk in the park, sit on a bench, and you two should not even scream at each other on the phone. Just text. Say what was wrong, what was right.
Why text instead of talking?
Because often you get so irritated. I'm talking about this example which you just
Yeah, I was talking about
mentioned. Because when you're screaming on the phone, the other person might just put the phone down. While you're texting, you have a time to rethink.
But you don't hear and see the emotions and body language.
This is.
Can you see as well?
Can you hear as well?
Can you hear as well? Because we have some I don't know
They're
why.
cutting our.
Is Jensen on my internet or on your?
No, he's on his. I think. Not sure whether Zach.
Zach is on the home internet.
Well, that's why.
Okay, but it's only Zach. Is Jensen on which internet?
He's got his.
Okay, so okay. So tell us if the connection is okay. Anybody? Okay. So the thing is, okay. In my opinion, your idea with texting is not so brilliant. But
this is when the emotions are high. When everything.
I'm just saying that sometimes when you finish your work, you had a tough day, you're so happy it's done, you go home and it's done.
And make
you
love.
go home and you have this person again. And it's your job, you know what I mean? You don't have this break.
The only key to success in this
It's sex.
matter. No, well, that's always the solution for anything. But at least in my case, but to make it successful in the first place, I know some things might occur sometimes, but majority of the time spent on the business run by both a couple
Oh, sorry.
should be so passionate that, and I mean it for the business, not passionate in life, in love, in a relationship, that they would know what they're doing and they wouldn't have the arguments as such, the ones that you made, and drags such as, oh, it's job, oh guys,
And
thank God
I
it's done,
think-
you know, oh, again I have to do
but
this and I have to do it.
sometimes there are just tough days.
There are tough days, but there are
in
tough
business.
days.
But okay, but I think really taking into consideration feelings, that really feelings are the key. Meaning, when you know what is really important,
Yeah.
when you ask yourself a question on a really tough day, what do I really care about? Then you are not angry anymore. Actually, you are not.
You know what is the purpose and the reason of
But what
that
I-
you're
you know-
doing it for, right?
But what was really cool today, when we started, hi Maya, when we started, hi, when we started talking tonight, we had a great laughter at the beginning of the conversation, right? And it made it, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
It made the vibes so high that I already felt, okay. So even
Thank you.
and even if, for example, when I say we spend a lot of time together nowadays, and we get irritated, we are completely different, so it's really tough sometimes. And I say something,
But
he
this is
says
where the
something,
differences
and
attract.
Carlos says, massacra. Oh, I don't like it so much. Whenever he doesn't like something I do, and it happens often, he says massacra.
No, I say
And
like
this is-
this. Massacre.
Yeah, no, you
Massa-
don't say. No, you don't say it like this. You say it in
I
a
just
very.
say massacre.
You say, massacra. Like, oh my God, how stupid you are. This is how it sounds. What it sounds like. So, and then when I hear it, I was like, okay. He knows I don't like when he's saying massacra. Why does he keep? Okay, but I will deal with it. And then I do something nice for him.
Or to him.
I do something nice to him,
Or for him.
and he says, and I can clearly see how surprised he is that this massacre is actually quite okay.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna put up with your shit, basically.
What does
And
it
you
mean?
know it.
What does it mean put up with my? What does it mean put up? What does it
Put
mean
up?
put up?
That I
Oh.
will be accepted. Putting
But-
up with some shit. Putting up with some stuff. Putting up with, I don't
Okay, but
know, your...
okay, but when I, for example, okay, so
Putting up with you.
the
Oh.
thing is, when people love each other, even if they work together and they have tough days, as it happens, if people spend a lot of time together, it's completely natural. It's just about having these magical tricks.
And
tricks?
magical touches.
Yeah, that they will work, no matter what. And
But-
every couple has such
Some,
things.
yeah. A couple who is aware of their own love for each other,
Okay.
because they need to be aware of certain things,
And they need
not
to be
get
aware what is above.
and what it
What
is
is the
about as well, because
Yeah, and what the priority is.
yeah,
And why actually they work together.
and what's the wider view is also.
Okay, but is it... You know what I also... there would be another issue that anybody who wants to work with a partner should think of is the fact that some people work more and some people work less. Some people are faster and some people are slower.
Some people are more efficient and some people are less.
Yeah, and this is just how it is. And it will not...
Well, if one accepts the other, they will accept them with both their
With
qualities,
slow motion.
with both
Slow motion
their
tempo.
qualities and
Guess
their
who is more dynamic in our relationship and who
pros.
is a slow motion person? Guess.
Guess what? You are what? Faster or slower? Because that's debatable.
What? Okay. What area?
What area?
What area do you mean?
Well,
Well.
any. Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
when it comes to
Przerywa. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so maybe let's give Zach your phone and take it. Wait a second. We will make some. We will repair the connection as it is disturbed, and we need to deal with our kids that are watching cartoons now, as we want to have our conversation class not disturbed. So wait a second, we will deal with the connection so that it's clearer and it will not be stopped. Carlos! Okay. So what I wanted to say when I was mentioning the fact that sometimes when you work with your partner, you may think that this partner is a bit lazy, that you work harder, that it's actually kind of not fair because you work hard and this person does nothing and is not effective in your opinion. This is why I think it's really necessary to separate work from your life, private life, because if you don't do this, it will never work. It will never be successful because it's just impossible. The thing is that it will happen that all your stresses and all your, how do we say pretensje? How do we say pretensje? Pretensions?
pretension. Someone is pretentious.
I mean, because when you keep on thinking that somebody is lazy, that is too slow, and you can't leave it behind you, and you can't just live with it, then you will take all these things with you home to your private life, and then it means it will not work, and you can't work with your partner, although you thought you could. And I would, because for me, my dream is to work with my partner, but it takes time and I can't force it and I can't do anything with these differences.
Resentment is pretensia. Why?
Because I said that if you keep on thinking that somebody is too slow, lazy, and you just you would do it in a different way, you take this resentment from with you home, and it stays with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you just feel that you are treated in a not fair way.
Yeah. Well, main thing.
That I work hard and he does nothing.
If you're working as a couple, it's not only at business, but it's even at on a relationship level as well. But it's not to let an ego to get in the way of anything, because if an ego gets in the way of your working together as well as in your relationship, then that's when the trouble starts. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
we've repaired the connection, but unfortunately I think we should finish soon.
Is it?
Yeah. And what I would like to decide at the end of this conversation class is it cool to work with your partner, or it's completely not necessary and it's better to have separate lives, to have something to talk about at home? Because this is also what people say, that, oh no, we wouldn't have subjects to talk about at home if we were all the time together, because they would know everything about each other.
But if the business is your life and life is your business, and like I said, you're fortunate enough to do it together, I mean,
so you are for it?
You couldn't ask for more. Well, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see a problem.
But is it a solution that everybody would love to have, but it's so difficult that almost no one has it?
This is where it's, you know, everybody's circumstances are different. Everybody
but is
is
it
different.
something that everyone would like to have? Is it something that everyone... No?
I think not, because people, everybody's got different needs, and they are based on their own experience. So even if God, this is no, I can't have it when you do it. Sorry, I can't focus.
When I'm taking pictures, okay.
Because they might not even know it, that it could work for them, because whatever they experience they had so far, and their view on the whole subject is different, and it's not something that, you know, they would like to do.
Okay, I think for me it's a dream situation. Really.
Yeah.
Somehow I am constructed this way that I miss beloved people. Meaning I think of it all the time.
Of them.
And it's tiring and I don't like missing people.
You don't like to be separated.
Yes. Although I know sometimes
it's good.
But I am also very efficient when I'm alone. I'm actually most efficient when I'm alone. Because when I'm with you, well, okay. Let's come back to our first lesson, that was foundation of a relationship.
Foundation of a relationship. Whoa, nice to hear that. I consider myself lucky then.
Okay, so we can clearly see that you are already preparing for the new working week. Hope you will have a lot of successes working together or separately in your relationships. We will keep you informed about our accomplishments in this area. And so and feel free to comment on YouTube.
Comment below.
As this conversation will be on YouTube tomorrow. I think tomorrow evening. And we know that some of you watch it there, and then you write us private messages. Also, we appreciate it, and we are very grateful for all of them, as it also gives us some feedback. Last time we had feedback that Carlos was too excited that he forgot how to pronounce the most famous river in London.
Not forgot, just to...
Yeah, it was a mispronunciation, of course.
Yes.
It's completely natural. But it's great when you answer us, and because it means you really listen to us.
It's good to have your feedback, always.
Yeah, when you listen, then it's... So, have a wonderful week.
Have a wonderful week, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.